So what I want to show you this time is just another quick method of being able to establish the edge bevels for our oblique hip roof. Now unfortunately this method won't get you the plumb bevels, so yeah, that's one of its downfalls, but it is a pretty quick way of getting the edge bevels. So what we need to do is you need to actually draw in on whatever you can find on the floor, on a piece of flooring or whatever. I've got a bit of ply here. The actual intersection of the roof at full size. So just drawing in here the angle of the oblique end, whatever that angle happened to be, and drawing all my center lines, and I'm going to draw in all the members full size. So I would actually draw in the actual thickness of my ridge, the actual thickness of my centering rafters, my hips, my crown end, and the two creepers for both of the hips, to draw them in full size. Then what you're able to do is measure what the difference is from what it would be if it was a square end, and you can physically measure how much extension that bevel gives it. So in this case it's 25mm, this side it's 50mm, we've got 14mm on here for the short hip, 7mm for the long hip, and a 12mm extension for our crown end. So once we know what they are, we can then go to our actual members, and this is the creeper for the short hip. So if we know our plumb line and we measure square off our plumb line, don't measure up the angle of the roof, measure square off our plumb line for our creeper, or plumb line for common rafter in this case, we can actually find where our creeper bevel should end. So that's just a quick way of establishing the creeper bevels. And obviously if we go to the other members and with our hips, remember you have to use the plumb bevel hip and our little measurement. That'll give you the bevels of the hips. So make sure on the long hip you use plumb bevel long hip, short hip you use plumb bevel short hip, and on all your rafters or your creepers you use the plumb bevel for the creeper rafter, and then make sure your extension is drawn square off the plumb line, and that should give you accurate edge bevels pretty quickly.